saw Taylor.
How's he doing?
Good. I don't think he's watching or listening.
No.
Fucking dweeb.
It's weird, too, because he clearly likes movies.
Yeah. Well, what are you guys up to now? These three. Oh, yeah. Boy, California.
Good luck with Cool World. Oh, you talking about California?
It's a bit of a drag.
Did he say that? Oh, man.
Yeah.
He should listen to the podcast. I'm Jason.
And I'm Jules.
And
we doing filmographies.
On the 17th day of Pitt, Miss My Socks gave to me Kalifornia with a K. David Duchovney isn't a good actor, but sometimes I thought he was kind of good, but mostly bad. Julian?
Yeah.
This is the end of Brad Pitt and Juliette Lewis's relationship.
It is. It's also a good bookend for Too Young to Die.
This is what happens if they're allowed to just keep going? I guess not really.
No, it
alternate universe them?
Yeah. The characterizations are like honed versions of what we saw in that picture.
Brad Pitt's interesting in this too, because he's handsome. Mm-hmm. He should be doing a lot better, but he's just like this weirdo sack of shit.
Yeah, and I watched this after The Favor.
Yeah, I kind of suspected you weren't on the California train yet.
And I think those are two good examples of the Brad Pitt persona and the Brad Pitt doing the work. That pointing thing he does that in The Favor. When he's like frazzled, it's the hallmark Pitt move, and you see it from a mile away. But then you go to like California, and it's like, although I've seen this before, there's like that thing he does.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things he does where I'm like, well, we'll get to it, I guess.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a quick question? I can see you're about to launch into it. When does Brad Pitt become Brad Pitt for you? I feel like it's 7. I feel like that's when I locked into Pitt, and it's after having seen Interview with the Vampire. Maybe that 1-2 punch of long-haired and then gritty really made him stand out in my head.
Yeah, that's a good question, man, because I think he's doing a combination of Brad Pitt, the character, in the most infamous moment from 7, but then he's doing Brad Pitt, the work, throughout the rest of the movie. 12 Monkeys, is where he kind of landed for most people, I think.
You think so? I feel like 7 was a giant movie. I know it's a very formative film for me. But...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's a solid pick for a good Pitt. Yeah, I don't know, man. I almost feel like I missed out on a lot of Pitt. I overlooked Pitt quite a bit.
Pre-7 or post-7?
Pre-Oceans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, honestly, I love 7 so much that Brad Pitt became Brad Pitt in my head. He was the superstar that we all know him as after that movie.
Yeah, and I think Oceans is the culmination of Brad Pitt, the persona. And
now he's just doing character work for the most part.
Yeah, definitely. So there was like that brief moment, like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which is what they always credit him on IMDb. Like Brad Pitt, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It's like, what?
I know I've seen that. I don't really remember it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Don't remember it. I remember they have flak jackets on at one point in there.
All right, launch into your spiel. I see.
While the early Grace character wasn't specifically based on the real life serial killer Charles Starkweather, beat by beat, the general characteristics of that guy, I guess, is what they were using for inspiration.
Do you know anything about Charles Starkweather? Because I don't. That name doesn't sound familiar to me at all.
No, other than...
Is that BTK?
He went on a cross-country murderous rampage. So I guess that's with his girlfriend. And he did that a lot. So I guess that's where... It takes a little bit for the murdering to really pop off.
I mean, he kills somebody immediately in the movie.
Right, but I mean, then and then a little bit later on, but I mean, the cross-country murder spree,
the spree,
I guess is...
Do you think that was his first kill when he dropped that brick on the car? Or do you think this is maybe just something he does sometimes for fun?
I don't know, man, because at first I'm thinking she's in on it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right?
I thought maybe that was his real girlfriend, and then he ends up shacking up with Lewis.
But she didn't get out of that car.
No, she did.
And then I'm thinking, maybe he was chasing her.
That guy shouldn't be dead from what happened.
No.
Both of them should not just be dead in that car.
Also, why is she walking down and hitchhiking in while he's also driving in like a rundown factory?
Is she not a sex worker?
She may be, but so you think he's out looking for sex?
Yeah, I think that must be the sex worker part of town, although, I mean, it doesn't really look like it. It looks
like
more like you...
busted up ship factory.
This is where you pick out the girl to kill, right?
Course.
That's what it looks like.
So that's when I'm thinking, maybe Brad Pitt's stalking her. She's got a busted hand. But whatever it is, I mean...
Maybe a dick grew too fast when she's jacking it.
Maybe.
My fucking hand!
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this.
I did.
Damn. Well, that's it. Show's over, folks.
Oh, shit.
Throughout the film, once they're actually on the road, the various locations that they visit, the murder houses or murder scenes, the first one is Lewiston Ranch, Mount Juliette, Texas. Juliette Lewis. The second is Forbes, Tennessee. Michelle Forbes.
Oh.
One is Davidson Mine, Dew Cove, Nevada. Brad Pitt.
Is it going to be Brad?
That was David Duchovney.
Yeah.
Bradbury Textile Warehouse in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Is Brad Pitt.
They're in Pitts? When do they
That's
go
where
to
the movie
Pittsburgh?
starts,
Okay,
actually.
I was going to say.
I think that's where he kills that woman.
They're going out west.
But his license plate was like Tennessee.
I think I saw that. Because you know how you like those plates.
Oh, I love them.
I recognized it this time. I said, oh, look, they're showing us.
I sleep with them.
Yeah, I've seen
This was Michelle Forbes' first movie.
I love her.
Yeah.
I remember not being into this lady at all when I was younger. I cannot even handle how attractive I find her now.
Yeah, she's super smoking, but she's also like the most reasonable person. Her character is a reference or based on the controversial photographer Anders Serrano.
Serrano!
Specifically his series History of Sex and the Klan from the 1990s. Following the recent release of this movie, DC Comics commissioned a comic book based on it to coincide with the video release.
California?
Yeah.
DC Comics made a California about the movie?
Well, no, because it was to be written by Chuck Dixon and drawn by Duncan Fegredo. It was never finished, though, possibly because Gramercy Pictures went under, which owned the rights to the film, but it was never really specified. Huh. A version of the incomplete comic has since uploaded to the internet.
That's nice.
If you want to do your internet sleuthing.
Maybe.
Apparently, Keanu Reeves was considered for the role of Brian Kessler.
That's Duchovney, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they could have just maybe tried to find a good actor.
Yeah. A Bill Pullman.
I got a lot of respect for Bill Pullman.
I do too.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Sean Penn was considered for the role of Early Grace.
Oh, it would have been a much better movie.
Wasn't it? You think?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't like Pitt in here? Don't ruin it.
Yeah.
David Duchovny would later star in a TV series called Californication.
Yeah, he sure did.
No indication as to specifically why the title California was spelled with a K.
I think it's for killing.
That's what everybody's saying on the forums, but I guess but it's kind of stupid.
California.
California.
If you say Cal, it sounds like I'm a California.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it was Killafornia before.
No, we can't do that. It's too stupid.
It's going to be a rap album down the road.
Jules?
Yeah.
Why don't I hit you with that synopsis?
Mm-hmm.
California. Aspiring novelist Brian Kessler, David Duchovney, sets out on a trip to California with his photographer partner Carrie Laughlin, Michelle Forbes, with redneck tagalongs Early Grace, Brad Pitt, and Adele Corners, Juliette Lewis. Along the way, they stop at various sites of serial killers for research and inspiration for Brian's novel. Chaos ensues in the state of California. All right, California.
What do you got
Fire.
there?
Come on. Cook
so
it up.
the movie starts, and this woman's walking in the rain, and she's got on like a red overcoat, a red raincoat, and red high heels. And at the same time, we see Brad Pitt milling around in the rain. The camera's doing all sorts of funky shots, like starts at the top of a nearby silo of some sort and just is descending slowly in the rain. And Brad Pitt, the woman hitchhikes, and a car pulls over, and it's a guy who also looks familiar. And she gets in, and they're driving, and then we see Brad Pitt pick up a really big stone. We're thinking, oh no, what's going on here? And, hey, you got a cigarette? Or you got a light?
I thought maybe they were going to pull over and then he was going to brain the guy with the rock.
Yeah, classic.
They're a team up.
Yeah, but no. So she wants to smoke. Her matches are wet, so he's doing the thing with the car lighter.
Not sure if it works. It's my wife's car.
And she's nervous. She's looking at him. You're like, oh, what's going on here? He notices her hand is bandaged. And then, yeah, all of a sudden from a overpass of some sort, Brad Pitt just chucks that boulder, smashes his windshield. They scream, and it flips on the side, and it's all upside down. And
that car flips hard.
Yeah, it's like the Matrix.
And that guy crawls out of the car.
Eventually, yeah.
Holding the lighter still as the light goes out in his eyes.
Yeah, and then he dies, and Brad Pitt's just like, yeah, like that.
Giant boner.
It's like shielding everybody below him from the rain, because it's just like a big boner umbrella.
It's amazing.
An umbrella.
Oh.
TM.
Oh, damn. I was going to steal that.
And so then we see David Duchovney at a party.
We didn't just go right to the cafe? No? We go to, that terrible party.
A house party, yeah. And he's got like a weird mini fro. His hair is like combed up like Guile from Street Fighter. But they cut all of any front bang area off. So it's just like a white wall fro. And he's got both his ears pierced.
Yeah.
2 little ring hoop earrings.
How about his baggy clothes, too, in this movie?
They're bagging. They're sagging.
Baggy-ass shirt. Are you supposed to be like a sexy man?
It's hard to tell, man. We do see his butt later, and we see his shirtless back at one point, neither of which are that impressive.
You know, I kind of like him sometimes when he's like mildly smug or like a little bit sarcastic, but man, anything else, I'm just like, I think he's a terrible actor.
I actually liked him in Zoolander.
But why male models?
You serious? I just told you that a moment ago.
Well, yeah. I mean, doesn't he have the funniest? That's ad-libbed, the funny scene.
Yeah, and it's like he's this weird straight man out of like Airplane or something.
Yeah.
Just miles above what else is going on in that movie. But and I always liked Evolution as a kid, but I don't know if I would like it now. And, you know, they're just, I don't know, talking college professor math garbaggio. His wife's just like, this party sucks.
It does.
It does. And they go home. And she takes off her shirt, and she reveals she's wearing a sexy bra. And he goes, oh.
Her hair.
God, her hair is perfect.
Her face. Everything about this lady.
Mm-hmm. She just seems like a really with it person.
We need to get that time machine going again.
Her art is very erotic.
I don't even think we need to go back in time and into a fictional universe. Mm-hmm. I think we just go back in time and see if she'll date us. We'll just be like, we're from the future. Yeah. We're really cool.
What we do is we hit the scene, 4 or 5 years before she gets there.
Yeah.
We establish ourselves.
Nice. So we'll be even older.
Yep. That's the thing about time travel is you don't age backwards.
Right.
You're just going back and you're like still getting old and you're going to die.
And then we're like, no, we're both your boyfriend. Kiss him? Mm-hmm. Now kiss me?
Mm-hmm. We don't kiss them.
No. No.
Just establishing the ground rules.
Yeah. No, we're good.
And I think they have sex. Now, she's a photographer. She is being denied at a show because of her sexual imagery.
It's pretty sexual, but it's pretty hot.
But it's not just sexual. I mean, it's gorgeous looking, and it is very sexy. But all of a sudden, like the guy eating her vagina's got like a priest collar on. There was a nun blowing a guy.
What?
Yeah, she had a habit on. So it has this weird, blunt religious element to it that is only in 2 of the pictures. The rest of them are just her getting railed and what have you. So David Duchovney's writing, he wrote an article about something.
Was it for Rolling Stone?
No, I think it was for...
Rolling Stone?
Yeah, probably. It was like a 4-pager.
I wrote a magazine article. Everything I ever wanted to know about serial killers fit nicely on those 4 pages.
But now he's going to write a book. And he's doing narration throughout the film.
Talking about how he spent all of his money on rent in that stupid car that gets 8 miles per hour, 8 miles to the gallon.
It's a Continental. It's got the suicide doors, the soft top convertible, and it's got the automatic rear trunk that opens the wrong way. That was the car that JFK was murdered in, but his was a modded limo version.
Not bulletproof glass, though.
He didn't have glass.
No.
It was an open roof. He was supposed to have a dome over it.
I know, like the Pope Mobile.
So he's trying to write a book about serial murdering. She wants to go to L.A. because her work is floundering in Pennsylvania.
I bet.
And Brad Pitt lives with Juliette Lewis. She's his child captive. And he is on parole.
It doesn't seem like she's a captive initially until like they start trickling out backstory. And you're like,
yes.
Wait a minute.
She seems like his girlfriend. They live in a trailer in the backyard of a guy who lives in a trailer, and they owe him rent.
And he said if we don't give him his money by the end of the month, he's going to kick us the F-U-C-K out of here.
He said that to you? Cussed at you?
And she shows her titty
Yep.
when he goes to
I
work.
remembered that. That's why I remember from this movie from the first time I saw it.
He works in a mirror factory, but he got fired for some reason.
Probably not doing well with authority. Hey, no,
No.
I saw this movie once and I liked it. Tried to watch it again a second time and said no.
Yeah.
And then I watched it a third time for this.
And you were like, oh.
I got some mixed feelings here.
Okay. And so he needs to pay the rent or they got to get the F out. He lost his job and his parole officer has a chronic cough.
Yeah,
and a hook arm.
This parole officer is kind of the beginning of the things I don't like about the movie. He's really over the top and lame with this stupid hook arm and his constant coughing.
His dirty teeth.
Yeah, it's like, well, this is too much. This movie doesn't support this type of character.
No.
I don't really know how you could fit this guy in, but maybe you could find a different set of quirks.
Yeah.
Maybe just like one quirk. Yeah. One thing that just illustrates who this character is really well instead of this hodgepodge of gross.
I mean, that's kind of how a lot of the ancillary characters are in this movie.
But I remember that kid in The River Runs Through It that just slides that wand up his nose. In
Yeah.
1.5 seconds, I got everything I needed to know out of that kid, and I liked him times a million.
So David Duchovney goes, hey, you know what? We're going to go to California. We have no money, but we'll do it. But we're going to have to stop at all these murder houses on the way so I can take talking recordings of it and you can film it.
You know, maybe these two losers should have gotten a fucking temp job for a week and gotten some money before they drive out there, right? They have
or
no
sell
money.
some shit.
Yeah, they have a whole apartment or loft or whatever
It's full of shit. And he goes, but I'm going to post a notice at the university so that any hapless teen that needs to travel to California,
we could take advantage of them.
we'll kidnap them.
And we'll kill them.
Yep.
Bury them at one of these sites.
Yep.
And then I know the mind of a murderer.
You film it.
Yes.
And I'll talk about it.
And I'll take sexy pictures of you and whoever we kill.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So 2 birds, 1 stone. They both get their art out of it.
It's going to be awesome.
I like how this is pre-Craigslist where you're just like, okay, I write on a note card with my phone number and hope that somebody also wants to go to California and split the gas on my 8 miles a gallon car.
See, now he spells it with a K when he posts the notice.
Why would he do that? He's not supposed to be stupid.
I don't know why he does that. That's why I'm like, why does he do that?
Should we tweet him? I say a lot of mean things about him. Anytime he comes up, I am like, I don't like you, David Duchovney.
Yep.
You burned me too many times. I liked you when I was little and then slowly figured it out when I started watching Californication.
Yeah, he posts the notice. The woman goes, you cray-cray. Whoever that was in the school.
Oh, yeah, some lady he works with.
And
He's friends with? Because he doesn't work there. Is he a professor?
I guess.
Why
Math.
don't they have any money?
No, not math. That's Bill Pullman.
Why don't they have any money?
I don't know. I mean, the loft can't be cheap.
I mean, I feel like based on this and The Favor, those shitty lofts were cheap. And then people were like, wait a minute. They've been showing these in movies and TV shows, and the young people want them now.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon rode around in one on a bike.
Remember when he's footloose and out of control in that one building?
Yeah, we couldn't sell people half-finished construction sites, but
Dun, 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 dun.
these lofts are going to be what's popping. So, yeah, Brad Pitt has to go down there because his parole officer got him a job as a janitor. And he passes that woman, and he goes, where this? And she go, over there.
What, down there? Stanky bitch.
Stanky bitch.
Yeah, that's another character beat where I'm just like, what?
And then he looks at the board. Org.
I want to go to California too.
So that night, Juliette Lewis comes out, and he's digging the biggest pit Brad Pitt's ever pitted.
Can I just go ahead and lay out my thing with Pitt in this movie?
Yeah.
I think he's like 80% really good. And then 20% is silly and stupid, like the throat clearing, the nasty little comments and stuff, just little stupid things. Now, the interesting thing I think about this is I think Brad Pitt is playing this character exactly how he wants to play it. So good for him. He's nailing what he's shooting for, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't think it fits this movie.
No.
I think it mostly does, but I think he's one of the things that brings the movie down when he stupids it up.
I can see that. I think the very end loses me a little bit when he's like full on maniacal. I guess he calls David Duchovney cheap, and he goes, I'll roll with you. And he goes, oh, all right, word. And they're picking him up. And Michelle Forbes, she goes, We don't know anything about these people. Oh, God, they look like redneck Okies. Did you catch that? Oklahoma. Now, so they pick him up. Juliette Lewis is a little peach. She's got a little cactus. Brad Pitt goes, God damn it, Adele, what the hell are you doing with this cactus?
I feel like this is the first moment you're like, oh, he's not good to her.
No, and they really drive home the cactus. Because when the car pulls away, the camera just goes right to it in the garbage.
She loves that cactus. She's going to bring it with.
It comes back
he won't
later.
let her. Yeah.
She becomes a cactus later in the movie.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's sync it up a few more times.
Yeah. And so they drive away. Michelle Forbes isn't happy. David Duchovney doesn't give a fuck. Oh, so I'm sorry. The night before, Brad Pitt's digging a really big pit.
Yeah, I distracted you.
He's all dirty, shirtless. Turns out he's completely nude. And I can tell here, unlike his body and everything we've seen previously, he's not just chiseled, but he's actually starting to put on weight.
Yeah. It's a nice body.
It's a very good body. It's very dirty.
This hole's too big.
It's enormous.
How long has he been digging it? I almost feel like they're just like, yeah, it's just from today.
Yeah, right. And he's got like a ladder to get into it.
You could like lower a mobile home into that hole. It's huge.
And it's so infuriating because he's digging this weird hole. What the hell's going on with the hole, right? So right before, when they do leave, David Duchovney does like David Duchovney does a voiceover flashback because Brad Pitt killed the landlord, took his ring, cut off his finger to get his ring. It's like a horseshoe diamond ring. Burned their trailer down, burned his car, and buried the landlord in that enormous pit.
But not very well.
With like 5 shovels of dirt.
Yeah.
He's just exposed.
Why did you do that pit?
You can fit 12 guys in that pit.
What was your plan here, Brad?
He probably was like, this pit's too big. I'm not shoveling this dirt back in. But it makes no sense.
No, remember he's chasing his landlord around with that car?
Yeah. God damn it.
It's like, why? Maybe you shouldn't be talking so... I mean, they owe you money, but he's really pretty aggressive.
He came up with them 2 dogs.
Now, those dogs are still alive when the police get there?
Yeah. The animal control's handling them. So now they're rolling around. They go to a couple of houses that... the first house is the murder house of some dude. Family's living there. They're taking pictures and shit. Brad Pitt's sort of eyeballing Michelle Forbes.
Yeah. How could you not be?
He's trying to pose for her photos, and she's like, get out of here.
Brad Pitt's much better looking than David Duchovney.
Yeah, he steals a knapsack or purse.
Through the window, off their kitchen table, while the dad is yelling at Duchovney and telling him, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and you ghoul, he says to him.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
They are just like wandering around in his yard taking pictures of everything. That'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah, and so then they have dinner. Brad Pitt kind of stiffs him on the bill. I'll get you next time. And Michelle Forbes is like, you like how he didn't pay for dinner? And he goes, what? David Duchovney says, well, he paid for the gas. Chill the fuck out.
That was the deal, though.
You're such a racist.
He said he'd get it tomorrow. What, you don't like Okies?
Yeah, he calls her a bitch a couple times.
Does Duchovney call her a bitch?
He does.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
When she's brushing her teeth, I think he calls her a bitch. And then later on in the movie, he calls her a bitch like 3 times. What a bitch.
I would not call her names.
I wouldn't either. I'd be licking her crotch and butt and feet and palms and earlobes.
I was going to not go dirty on this lady, and I think you sensed it. Decided to call the other
I saved you. And if she is interested, she knows what I'll do.
Yeah. Hey, your beauty is timeless.
It is.
Please call 763-634-1897.
Pretty please.
Is that our number?
That is, yeah. And there's
they fuck
they
at
have
the
sex.
hotel.
Yeah.
Hard
See her titty
against
a
the
little bit.
wall, maybe to make Brad Pitt here. Like, is that the thing? He's putting on a show for Pitt and his girl?
It's hard to say. It feels like at first it's just spur of the moment, but then it kind of feels like maybe he's banging away on Darla a little bit to impress him.
And and
Brad Pitt's just stewing.
I want her.
God damn it.
I got this fucking idiot girl
He looks
here.
over at her. She's all sleeping.
Yeah, cuts her fucking hair trying to make her look like Michelle Forbes.
Mm-hmm. God, yeah, right. And it looks god awful.
Yeah.
And so they get to a gas station and
they got to get gas, and it's Pitt's turn.
Yeah, and he's just thinking, okay, how do I go in there and kill the guy? There's people around.
Oh, this bald guy that just walked by to go to the bathroom looks like he has money.
And like honked at me because I was in the road. Oh yeah, he does pull out a wad of money. I'm gonna follow him into the bathroom. Now he needs a key to get in, but I'll just walk in.
Yeah, how does that? I guess maybe he. Yeah, I don't get that. It would auto lock. You wouldn't be like, I better lock the toilet as I leave and give the key back.
Well, and
why do you need to lock it? They're out in the middle of nowhere.
The even stranger part is he has a pee bag strapped to his ankle.
Yeah, colostomy bags don't go down there, and also they don't just have pee in them.
I'm thinking this must be some sort of a mechanism that you use while driving long distance.
Oh, you think so?
What else?
Maybe.
He's got a pee bag strapped to his ankle, attached to his dick, I assume, and he's just releasing it into the urinal. So Brad Pitt comes in.
Our colostomy bags, those bags are never just pee, right? It's always...
It's shit.
Yeah.
Because it's actually attached right to your stomach.
It's not shit and piss, it's just shit?
I mean, it probably is all waste,
Semen?
That too.
Okay.
But it's like right there on your side of your body.
I've known a few people with colostomy bags.
Yeah, this has got to be like a limo driver trick or something.
They have a colostomy bag when they go off to the bathroom and they don't come back for about 45 minutes. So, what's he do?
He stabs the shit out of this guy.
Just starts stabbing him in the neck.
Cutting his face. Yeah. He's just beating on him and stabbing on him. And for some reason, the toilet's just massively overflowing now. Water's just pouring out of it, cascading all around the place, and his blood is mixing with it.
Yeah.
And Brad Pitt, miraculously, is not covered in blood.
Just like a bit on the hands.
His hands are super
seem
red.
To be a problem. Yeah, not even, just kind of.
He's stabbing this guy in the throat and shit. Blood is just going to be flying everywhere. Man.
Yeah, be in your face.
It's going to be a Jackson Pollock up in that bitch.
Yeah.
So he takes the guy's money and he goes out, and the water and the blood is mixing and overflowing. It's probably going to flow underneath the door any minute now.
Well, I think they show a drain that it would probably go down.
There is a drain, but it's going around it on the perimeter towards like the toilet stalls.
Oh, of course.
And the door is right there. So he comes out, and David Duchovney's like, "Oh, I got to wash my hands because I was doing car stuff."
It is Duchovney. I need you to pronounce his name correct.
Why is this what the hill you're dying on?
I don't really think his name's Duchovney.
Oh, is it?
No, it's Duchovney.
It is Duchovney.
I like to say the names.
I get you.
Especially David Duchovney.
Duchovney.
I said to Jenny when we're watching, I was like, "Oh, look, it's
Duchovney.
David Duchovney."
Yeah. What did she say?
I don't care. I'm not watching your movie. She has watched like none of these pits.
Callie didn't want anything to do with them.
It's so crazy. I mean, we both thought the ladies would want to watch the pits with us.
I thought she'd get a kick out of. I mean, not a kick, but enjoy ribbon on Cool World. She's like, I'm tired now.
They hate these pit movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
It is weird.
So Duchovney's waiting outside that door, and he's got to take a big fat dump. He's like, I got a turd.
Yeah.
And Brad Pitt's like, nah, man, don't go in there.
I just turded.
If your turd mixes with my turd, this little place is dumb for.
This place has got to blow up like Hiroshima.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I'm just going to rub my turds on this wall. I just remembered he just wanted to wash his hands.
Yeah, and he goes, ain't no sink.
Checking the oil. Oh, wait, crazy.
It's the hottest thing I've ever seen.
That's pretty funny the way he lies. He's pretty funny. Like, it's so obvious he's lying. I thought that was a good character beat there.
Ain't got no sink.
No sink.
Nope. Damnedest thing I ever seen. Let's go.
And I think it is a good choice to have David Duchovney like almost like his fan.
Yeah, he likes him.
In a way.
Is it because he's like real, but also because he's handsome?
I think it's real, blunt. Even though he's got like a child bride, but he's doing what he wants.
You love to say child bride. I think, he talks about that.
That's what it comes down to.
He does whatever he wants.
Even though Duchovney never really shows, like, he's not living the life he wants to live. It feels like he's latching onto this guy slowly.
But doesn't it seem like Duchovney is living like a good life?
Yeah.
It's great.
You got Michelle Forbes.
People want him to write books.
They like want him to write this book.
Fuck
He's got a cool car.
Right, let's get really mad at David Duchovney and not his character. Fuck you, David. You've squandered everything.
Where do you live? I'm coming over there.
Yeah.
And so they pay for the gas and they get the hell out of there, And now they pull up to a motel. And Brad Pitt's like, hey, let's go play some pool. And David Duchovney's got like a really cool leather jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he mentioned this, but his ears are pierced.
Yeah.
Just got this real wall of hair. Dude's looking slick.
Yep.
And him and Brad Pitt go out to play some pool at a real, kind of feels like a real roadhouse. It's a real rough and tumble, like the women are wearing chain bikinis and spiked hair, and
they've all got slash marks on their faces from their pimps.
Yeah,
they're marked for not giving up all their money.
There's greasers, dweebs and
Socials.
weirdos, you know.
East Siders, West Siders.
Yeah. And at the same time, Michelle Forbes and Juliette Lewis are kind of hanging.
She's like, hey, Brad Pitt tried to make you look like me. You look like shit. I'm going to fix it for you.
Yeah. Something is said moments before that where you can see Michelle Forbes is like taking pity on this child bride. She goes, you want me to fix your hair? She goes, yeah. So they go in and she gives her the Uma Thurman. All of a sudden, though, there's a real turd burglar at the pool hall who's giving one of the waitresses a hard time.
Hey, Marlene! Come here, baby. Why don't you and me get together tonight and sweat it up some?
And she gives David Duchovney his beer, but it's not Lucky brand? Lucky. And Duchovney's just like, oh, hey, that's cool. And all of a sudden that butthole comes over like, what's so funny?
Tell me, what would a just gargling, cum-drunk fairy like you do with a pretty girl like that anyway?
You look like you might be weak, and I need somebody to hit.
I want to have sex with her, and you seem to be having a good time getting along with her. I haven't cracked that code yet. I'm angry. And Brad Pitt just goes,
Hey,
This ain't
asshole!
Lucky Lager.
He fucking kicks the shit out of
and he
him.
bashes him again with another beer bottle. Yeah, he kicks the fuck out of him.
And then the bouncers come over. They're like,
And a woman 80 yards in, or a guy 80 yards in. No, he came after Brad Pitt. Oh, okay.
But then Brad Pitt like looks at them and they're scared of him.
And they pick him up, and Brad Pitt kicks him in his nuts.
Yeah.
And they haul him off.
He's a real maniac.
You don't play that shit at Bandini's.
Nope. That's the underbelly of Bandini's that
Yeah.
we never got to see in Single Bar,
It's
Single
around
Woman.
the corner from the dance floor. Different bands.
That's why it's so well lit in Bandini's.
All the juice is going there, and this other place is just juice free, and it's dark.
Oh, I just meant like there's so much violence that it needs to be well lit so they can keep an eye on things.
Oh.
You get 2 girlfriends if you go to Bandini's.
And David Duchovney's just cupping his hands over his mouth the whole time, just like, oh my God, this violence. My nipples are so hard. I wonder if you can just slap me around a little bit. Put his thumb in my mouth.
That'll drive me. I'm gonna come so hard when you smash me.
And I guess they just start hanging out then and drinking because they're wasted. And Brad Pitt's peeing in the parking lot, and he's talking about doors.
Oh my God, yes, I forgot all about this.
I need doors.
You remember them doors? Them doors I was talking about, bruh? Hell, I wasn't even looking for the first one. I was on the side of the road swinging my sickle, turn around, and there's this door, this big old door, and lights coming out, blinding me, real gold. I'm thinking this can't be. So I close my eyes. I count 1, I count 2, I count 3, I count 4, 5, and I open my eyes. Wasn't there.
Now he's really going into it. Find a door, open it, and like teleport.
Anywhere in the world.
And he saw a door.
This is pretty stupid.
Juliette Lewis, while this is going on, see, this is weird because the hotel room they're in, the light pouring in from outside appears to be like dawn, but it's still night. So I don't know if that's the sign or what it is, but Juliette Lewis divulges that Brad Pitt had been in jail. For what?
What did she say? Robbery?
Well, he had a gun, and the police tried to arrest him, but he didn't want to be arrested, so he resisted.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
As you do.
She goes, that's not funny.
Well, doesn't she like reveal all the abuse she goes through?
Yeah, he hits her every now and again.
He won't let her smoke. Smoking's not
Smoke
for women.
or drink or swear. But she had also been viciously raped by 3 boys. So much damage had been done that she was in the hospital for 4 months. And then she met Brad Pitt, and she says, yeah, he smacks me around a little bit every now and again, but he's mostly really good to me. And I know he would never let anything like that happen again. But Michelle Forbes is visibly perturbed.
Yeah, she's a real person.
And Juliette Lewis snaps back into focus, and she goes, I'm going to get out of here.
I just think I had too many beers. And I wasn't even supposed to be drinking in the first place.
You're right. Michelle Forbes is the real person in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, she goes, you don't have to leave. I mean, I'm sorry if I reacted in this way that has put you off, but I mean, you certainly don't. We're cool, you know. I want to cradle you and put you to my bosom, you know, which I'd pay to see. So Juliette
Did
Lewis
it again. He snuck up on me again.
gets the hell out of there.
And then we cut to Brad Pitt and David Duchovny. He's sitting in Duchovny's lap, and holding each other and singing and kissing.
And Duchovny comes home to the hotel room, and she's pissed.
And he's like, I got a Duchovny.
I got to see a guy about a mule or something.
I pointed at my crotch when I said Duchovny.
Duchovny. And she goes, man, we are not rolling around with these motherfuckers. He's been in jail. And he goes, yeah, I know. He stole a car. Is that what he told you? Because she told me this. How do we know it's not murder?
She told me he just drinks neck blood all the time.
And he goes, well, if it was murder, he'd be in fucking jail. Or he'd be on parole and couldn't leave the state. She goes, well, how the fuck do we know that he shouldn't have left the state? Because he shouldn't have left the state.
Right, it wasn't allowed.
And Duchovny goes, you're being a bitch.
If you kill your landlord, you can leave. That's the
law.
What he was supposed to do.
You are right. She's just like, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. And he goes, well, I really don't give a fuck. Now let's go to bed. And they wake up and they're driving around and she's pissed. And she notices that Brad Pitt has a gun in his bag.
And it's the most awkward. Hey, look at that. Look at the gun back there.
Yeah, she's like doing the mirror. Oh my God, what the hell? Screeches over.
And again, I would do anything she says. I would have left them behind.
Yeah, except it immediately cuts to Brad Pitt shooting the gun at a building. And then David Duchovny shooting the gun.
Go on, shoot it.
No, I never did this.
Shoot
I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, you can do it. Point and shoot the damn thing.
And Michelle Forbes is just disgusted.
So stupid.
Juliette
I said let's
Lewis.
leave them, and instead they're firing guns together like a couple of cool guys.
And Juliette Lewis is doing her yo-yo tricks. Mm-hmm. And Brad Pitt goes, you like that gun?
Keep it.
It's yours. It's Japanese. He goes, no, I don't want your gun. No. You're going to need it in California. I'm going to get one when I get there. Don't worry about it. And then they stop at another murder house.
Which one's this?
The one where David Duchovny is playing the tape of the woman being murdered. The abattoir in Lewis, Juliette, Kentucky or whatever. I don't know wherever the fuck they are. But it's an abattoir. You know what that is?
A chest?
No. It's like a slaughterhouse.
Abattoir is a slaughterhouse?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that. They're not with. Brad Pitt and Juliette Lewis are not with at this point?
No, they stay in the car.
Oh, they're fucking in
And
the
she's
car.
like, I don't want them around. And he's got the murder tape going on. And
They're stanking up that car.
And she storms off. And we see that Juliette Lewis is, riding him. Brad Pitt in the back of the car.
I thought Brad Pitt was going to see her and stare at her while he was fucking Juliette Lewis.
He did.
Oh, well, there you go. That's why.
She's riding on him, and then he puts her down, pins one of her legs up over her head, and he's railing on her. And the Michelle Forbes takes out her camera, and she goes, oh, my God, I photograph sex. Mm-hmm. And Brad Pitt looks up, and he's sneering and jeering.
Ruined it.
And he starts really banging on her. And she goes, ow, early. Stop, you're in my cervix.
That's sad.
It is. And he says, shut up. And Michelle Forbes runs back in, and David Duchovny's like, what the hell, baby? And she goes, next gas station, they are gone, or I'm fucking out of here.
Oh, my God. Is she him?
Yeah. And he
What's
goes,
his name again?
Doug, are you controlling my girlfriend? Your dad's so cool, though. And so they get to the next gas station, and there's like power fluctuating, and there's a storm happening. And she goes inside. Duchovny's in the car breaking the bad news. And there's a guy working at the gas station.
Is he a name? What are you up to?
Oh, Jason.
Who is it? I mean, you know what? I'm actually having a hard time remembering this movie because I watched it so many days ago.
Well, I immediately recognized him, but it's funny because what I recognized him in is not what I was expecting. Now, hang on one moment here.
Well, I'm going to look people up too.
His name is Mars Callahan, MC for short. He wrote and directed a little movie called Pool Hall Junkies.
Oh, I'm aware of that, but I never watched it.
With Christopher Walken. I did a Jules Does Movie Scenes for Pool Hall Junkies.
Do you like that movie?
No, I just did it because it's a Christopher Walken scene. I do my walking in the ad,
Hi.
in the cut in the what do you call those? Bloopers?
Hi, it's me, Christopher Walken.
Hi, Dennis Hopper. You're saying the N-word a lot. I don't like it one bit. Yeah, Mars Callahan. He kind of fizzled and burned. He was like a Guy Ritchie or the guy who did Boondock Saints.
Yeah, that guy was a real winner.
They're like, let's get one of these young guys to write and direct something.
Michelle Renee Forbes Guajardo.
Guiardo?
That must be. Do you think that's like a husband?
I don't know. Is she Italian? Did she write Forbes magazine? So she's in the gas station. Mars Callahan's in there. And she all of a sudden sees the news. Brad Pitt's wanted for murder.
Hell yeah. Brad Pitt and David Duchovney just hanging out by that car on that footage from a security camera that doesn't look like it's from a security camera.
Nope. He murdered that guy with a colostomy bag. And apparently he had been wanted for a crime previously.
Yeah, and they had a video of him slamming the remains of the colostomy bag.
Yeah. And you're right, because they had the potty toilet cameras.
Weehaw!
We sell these on the internet. And so she goes, oh, fuck. And Brad Pitt comes in like, oh, you sit down. He pushes her.
Wasn't that Chuck Berry that had the cameras in the toilets when he'd watch the women go to the bathroom?
Yeah, you may be right on that.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Can you imagine
How big were those cameras?
I guess.
How big were the toilets?
Oh, man. What a terrible place to have a camera. Like, God.
No, I don't need to see it doing its business.
No! Like, if somehow they're, like, just pee toilets, then I still am not approving of secret cameras to look at girls go pee, but it's not as disgusting. You know, half the time there's a poop coming out, and
So, you know, now it's getting crazy because he murders Mars Callahan.
I think I gotta kill you, Walter. How you feel about that?
Not so good. You sure you have to?
No, wish you did.
I know it's real sad, actually.
Shotgun blasts his brains.
Makes him lay down. There's really no reason to kill him, but he's like,
I'm not going to kill you.
He's chilling about it, and then he's like,
You think it's because of the Bible?
Yeah, I think that rubbed him wrong. Although I think he might have killed him no matter what, because I think he likes killing.
Quite possible. Yeah, he
He's
just
into
has no
it.
qualms about it.
No, I don't think it's not that he has no qualms about it.
He has no qualms about it.
But he enjoys it.
Maybe.
You don't think, why did he drop that brick on people? That big rock in the beginning? He likes it.
Yeah, that's a weird one, man, because you don't know what the hell's going on there. I wish that wasn't in the movie, actually.
Okay, I think he likes it.
He might. Maybe he probably does. But Duchovney's like, what the hell was that? And Juliette Lewis is like, oh, it was thunder. Brad Pitt comes out with a shotgun and his wife in like a vice grip.
I had to talk to Jenny about this scene.
And Duchovney's not freaking out.
He's like, what's going on?
Yeah, what do you got with that gun? What's happening?
I said to Jennifer, babe, no matter what, if somebody I know comes out of a gas station or anywhere with you in a headlock, I'm not asking them what's going on.
No.
They're the enemy. There's nothing you could have done that would have warranted you getting headlocked.
Now, here's the thing, because it's unclear, but he should be in possession of that pistol.
I know. Where's that pistol at?
Because later, Brad Pitt has it, but he gave it to him, so you think he would have belt tucked it like a big man, or at least put it in the glove box or something. So yeah, and he's like throwing her in the car, and Duchovney's just like, I don't know what's happening.
Guys, you're all my friends. What is happening? I like you more than her.
And Juliette Lewis is driving, and Michelle Forbes goes, he just blew that fucking hack's brain out.
Early, did you do that?
He went,
no.
Juliette Lewis is like, no way, you lying and saw things. And
no. So
now they're at like a, I don't know, rundown truck stop restaurant.
That was a callback to the Too Young to Die. No.
I'm sorry. Juliette Lewis went to go get food. She gets Chinese food. And he goes, what the hell is this?
The guy, he didn't speak too good at English really, so I just got what they had.
Smells like butt. You get the beer?
She goes, well, all they had was Chinese beer. And Michelle Forbes and Duchovney are over in the corner. And he goes, hey, come on over here and get some of this Chinese cuisine. And where the hell are all the forks? Duchovney just starts ripping into it with his chopsticks. Eating baby. I hate baby corn.
I was just supposed to start talking about baby corn.
It is the fucking worst invention known to man.
Wow. I think
you like it?
No, you
eat it?
No, I do like it on like a small scale.
I throw it away.
I could not.
I throw it away.
There's a ratio. There could not be too many of them. If you've got like a big pile of Chinese food for like 2 people, maybe like 6 baby corns in there, like 3 for each person. But boy, you don't want like 12 each.
See, I hate when they leave it full cobbed, but I hate it even more when they cut it in the slivers. It's all.
What is it? It's not even real corn, is it? It's something else?
No, I mean, it has to be. It's just, they're infants.
I don't think
It's like veal, but corn.
I think it must be a cousin of corn. I can't imagine that they grow like
Maybe
that.
it's like an artichoke of some sort. So Brad Pitt's got the pistol. He's also got the shotgun.
And he makes Duchovney suck them both at the same time.
And he goes, well, where are we going next? And he goes, well, I don't know, man. The fucking murder house trip's off. And he goes, no, motherfucker, we're going somewhere else. And they go to this factory, and Michelle Forbes stays with Juliette Lewis at the car, and Brad Pitt's inside, and Duchovney's trying to, crack that nut. What's going on in that cranium of yours? Is it your daddy? Is it your mommy?
This isn't like a great idea to be doing this to
You
him.
feel like a big man.
Does this seem smart to be doing this?
Don't goad him.
Even if you nail it perfectly, you might set him off and he kills you.
All you have to do is pretend to actually be his friend, and you're golden.
Maybe. He likes killing, though. He might
Yeah,
just
I
get
mean, you
rid
got
of
to kill a little bit here and there, but you be his bro, and you guys are safe until you get somewhere where you can run. A couple of years down the road after numerous amounts of murder. Just to pretend you're his friend.
I'll be your new girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Let's kill Juliette Lewis.
Maybe you have a couple of, pretend menage quads.
I'll grow my hair out and you can cut it like Michelle's.
I won't wash it, though. I want it to be real greasy. Stank. So Brad Pitt's like, hey, we're going to go to this old woman's house because you guys aren't being cool about this. Duchovney's handcuffed. I've got Michelle Forbes by the belt. We go in and we just start rousting about. The old woman's just like, God, get out of here.
No, it's just me that lives here. My husband died years
I'm a
ago.
widow. Oh, really? Because I'm going to go look in your husband's man cave, and if he's there,
I'm going to get him a back rub.
I'm going to, treat him to a good time.
And the good time is, honey, look, I see cool planets through my...
Peaches. He must be the only person that entered the room just now. I won't look to verify, though.
No, he's talking for a while without ever looking away. I can't stop looking at the supernova, Peaches.
Peaches, check this shit out, girl.
Get over here and look through my telescope.
We're in Arizona.
This is
on the border.
Expensive telescope that only rich white people have.
Yeah, Brad Pitt clubs him with a golf club.
Not on camera.
No, and then puts him in his chair.
That's where he goes.
I guess. So Peaches comes in and she, Juliette Lewis comes in like, hey, Brad Pitt, what's going on in here? Seems awfully quiet.
Just hanging out.
No, that's fine because Duchovney and Forbes are handcuffed together underneath the leg of a baby grand piano. And all of a sudden, the woman comes in,
that's
Peaches.
My nickname, baby grand piano.
And she sees her dead husband and she shrieks. And Brad Pitt goes, hey, he's dead. And she faints.
There must have been an intruder in your house because your husband's been dead, you said.
Yep.
So I killed him for you.
I fucked him up.
If you just told me your husband was here, I wouldn't have done it.
But you didn't, and you did.
I was just trying to protect you.
I just wanted to make sure you're okay.
Just trying to take care of people. I'm away to California.
And the woman just faints and falls over. She's then put on a couch, and Juliette Lewis is watching her. And David Duchovney is chained up. So is Michelle Forbes. And Brad Pitt's looking at her sexy photos. And he is none too impressed.
Yeah, what's his problem?
They suck. I can't watch the lust between an African-American and a Slavic Nordic woman.
Nah, I think his little simple brain can't handle that he doesn't get to see the whole bodies.
Yeah.
I don't like that it's half a tit.
I don't get to see his uncircumcised penis. What is going on?
When am I supposed to build a lady out of these pieces?
What is going on here? It's challenging what I consider to be my concept of sexuality.
I don't think I was supposed to drink 3 beers right away.
Holy shit. This guy's on fire.
Well, they're Millers, though.
And so Juliette Lewis decides to let Peaches go. And David Duchovney and Michelle Forbes are distracting Brad Pitt while Juliette Lewis is doing that. You're free. Run away. So Juliette Lewis lets the old woman go, and then she goes, call me.
Does she say that?
She does.
Call me.
She's a real idiot in here.
Call her where?
How? But the woman's also got a ton of cactus. We didn't mention that. Cacti. Both real and ornamental.
Is this where Juliette Lewis gets the second cactus? At some
She
point?
steals that from the diner.
Okay, so she does replace her cactus at one point.
She does. When they are refusing to eat breakfast because they're poor. And Duchovney's just like, you finished my breakfast. I spit all over it.
His whole thing is like, I don't eat breakfast. You don't eat breakfast. Breakfast is a scam.
I'm drinking beer, though. And the waitress is just pissed.
Oh, because half of them aren't doing anything. They're taking up a table.
Yeah, as soon as
like,
Juliette Lewis goes, nothing for me, she just goes, God damn it, and walks off. So Peaches is on the run. Brad Pitt's shooting bullets into the wilderness, trying to kill her. And he's like, Juliette Lewis, what the hell did you do that for? Inside, David Duchovney is using his raw strength to lift the piano.
Those are pretty heavy, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're chained up to one and you can only lift one corner.
Do you think he could do this?
Maybe. I've seen his butt. It's maybe a piano lifting capable butt.
I was reading on Reddit. I feel like somebody pointed out that those people that channel that amazing strength to like save the day, like lift a car or do something crazy to help somebody, you destroy your body.
Oh, God, yeah.
It never occurred to me like, oh, man, that's great that mom lifted that car off her child. Well, no, you've just permanently damaged your body and you will suffer every day until you die.
So, yeah, man, like now shit's hitting the walls, right? Because Juliette Lewis smacks Brad Pitt in the face with a cactus. She goes,
I decided early I'm not going to climb up that Hollywood sign with you.
And why not?
You're mean, Early.
No, I'm not.
You hurt those people, Early.
yeah, she says, I loved you, but I don't love you now. And he kills her.
Yeah.
Shoots her in the chest.
Pretty mean.
We don't see it.
No, which is weird that they don't show it.
And Duchovny shoulders that piano up and she gets free and he goes, now get the fuck out of here. She goes, no, I'm not leaving you. He goes, then what the fuck did I lift this piano for?
I destroyed my body for the rest of time.
You know, I'm going to be a decrepit old man in our nice beach house estate. Brad Pitt comes in and he's spiked-faced. What the hell? You dumb idiot. I'm going to shoot you in the head, David. And she goes, no.
I'll be your girlfriend.
I'll be your mall.
I'll take good care of you.
All right. And he puts her in Juliette Lewis's clothes.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that?
Because it looks good on her.
No, her clothes look good on her.
And then he also takes a really big air bomb from like World War II.
Yeah.
And straps it to the hood of the Continental.
Air bomb. What a phrasing.
Yeah. It's the kind of bomb that they drop from the air.
He straps it to the hood of the car.
For some dumb reason. And he's got Michelle Forbes. She tries to smoke and he snatches it.
Yeah, you can't smoke.
And they're driving erratically through fences. And old woman Peaches comes back and she goes, Duchovny, wake up. I thought you might be dead, but you're not. And she lets him take the old beater Chevy pickup.
She comes back because there's nowhere to go, right? They're too far from anything. She's
21 miles from the nearest phone. And it was the desert in the middle of the night. And she was in her fucking nightie. You ain't going nowhere.
No, you get the coyotes, the skinwalkers.
Well, you just freeze. So cold.
If you mention skinwalkers, they come for you.
Yeah, or daywalkers, and they drive cars with shields.
Tint.
To help them from the sun.
Very good.
And telescopes.
So you're saying it gets cold in the desert at
night? It does.
Especially if you're in your undies?
Especially if you're old.
Yeah.
And you're in your undies.
Like 41.
And you're coming off of shock because you saw your dead husband. So he goes rip-roaring out of there. Go get help. I'm going to go after them. They took the old fire road. I seen it. All right. And he's just fucking Vin Diesel drifting and shit on this dirt road. There, Brad Pitt's car, David Duchovny's car that Brad Pitt's driving, and the car breaks down, maybe because there's wood sticking out of the grill from the fence they drove through, maybe not. But they end up in
they're like the
Dreamland town.
I mean, it's the houses with the dummies in them that they bomb?
Yeah, it's the atomic bomb testing sites. But it's called like Dreamland because it's like a rural 90s or 50s home. There's mannequins set up. There's cars strewn all about. And Brad Pitt has a little bit of fun. He makes them 69 and everything.
I like when they cut back to it and all the dummies are in sex poses.
And David Duchovny comes rip-roaring in and he doesn't, at the last minute, he sees his broken down car, veers off the road, goes flying and like smashes into a parked car.
Rolls that car, dies like the guy in the beginning, crawls out with a cigarette lighter.
Yeah.
Dead.
He's dead now. And Brad Pitt, he's looking at her photos again. They're strewn everywhere.
And he didn't fuck her, right? Like it seems like it's coming. He might have.
Maybe.
She does seem
He does
crazed.
beat her.
She seems crazed. Like maybe, yeah.
Her face is busted up.
I feel like she could take a beating without being crazy like that, though. She had
True.
1,000 yards.
She's very catatonic, though.
The kind of look that you get
when you've been violated
by an Okie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And he goes
one that goes like this.
Now he walks right up to her, puts his crotch in her face, and I'm thinking, oh no.
You like that stank?
But he picks her up so they're face to face, and he starts batting at her tit.
Your sound effects are pretty good.
And then he starts squeezing her butt.
Uh-huh.
And then he goes, nothing, because she stabs him with a piece of glass in his gut. Now, he's caught off guard and stabbed. I would probably start fucking on him. Just punching him.
Oh, yeah. I
Kneeing
don't
him in his dick.
I mean, this is the problem with like all the movies. We're like, oh man, well, I stabbed him once. I guess I'm good to go. Let's maybe talk or walk around a little bit.
Yeah, and instead of pushing him over and running out the front door, she runs into a bedroom and is cornered.
Right. We talked about this in the Undertow episode. Like, you push him out the window, he's knocked out. That's the bad guy who kills people. You go down there and finish them off.
It comes back later, too. So he, punches her in her face and handcuffs her to the bed. The next thing we know, he's waking up to the sound of broken glass everywhere. It ain't about the money, brothers just don't care. And he goes, what's going on out there? And he opens up the door, and there's 2 doors laying on the floor, on the ground. Actually, they're outside. They're not inside. So it's the ground and not the floor. And they're blinding. He's blinded by the light. What the hell? All of a sudden, boom, he gets shoveled in the face.
Pretty good.
He's busted wide open.
Man, he should be really fucked with this gut wound from the stabbing out in the desert.
Yep.
And now he gets brained by a shovel.
Yeah, numerous teeth are broken or missing.
I was quite shocked that for the rest of the movie, he's got smush shovel face. It's pretty good. His face is fucked. I would say I give mega respect to fucked face. Hey, fuck face.
I didn't mention this, but Brad Pitt actually had his tooth chipped for this role.
It got chipped in the filming, or he went with his natural
He has a
tooth?
chipped tooth.
Right, because you see it in other movies.
And he has a veneer removed.
Okay.
Or maybe he has a chip for this, and then later on he just calls back to it. But he's busted up pretty good. Now, Duchovney floors him with that first hit. I said to myself, keep beating him.
Oh, man, he looks kind of knocked out. How about I take the shovel and just kind of stab him in the neck?
Yeah.
This reminds me, I had to do that with that mostly dead squirrel.
Oh, the squirrel, yeah.
Yeah, I chopped its head.
Just keep bludgeoning him. Something. So he goes in, Michelle, where you at, girl? And he sees her, and she's in the corner. Her face is bruised and battered. Her hand is cut. She's catatonic. She's still clothed.
Yeah, you're probably right. I was hoping that they didn't make love.
I think it's a very slight insinuation.
Yeah.
Because David Duchovney goes, oh, hell no, bro. And he goes out there to exact his revenge.
Oh, my God, he gone.
I'm turning into the Crow.
There ain't no coming back. This is the really real world. There ain't no coming back.
And oh, wait. The one time I hit him and he fell, he's not there anymore.
That's crazy.
And he's right behind him, and they start scuffling.
Maybe these people have never seen a movie before.
He has a gun. Duchovney picks up the gun. And now he's on the ground. Brad Pitt's trying to talk with a busted face, and he's just kicking him in his guts as he's kicking him closer to the gun. And right when David Duchovney grabs the gun, Brad Pitt gets hit in the face by a mannequin arm. Mm-hmm. He falls, and then Duchovney shoots him in the chest. And he falls down. Oh, you got me. We see that it's the wife. She had pulled the bed to the door and whapped him with the arm. Yeah. And she goes, the keys to the handcuffs, it's on his neck. And Duchovney gets up. He walks over with the gun. Oh, my God. What do I do?
Is there another jump scare?
No, there isn't.
He's dead.
He grabs the key, and Brad Pitt's like, yeah, shit, fucker. How's it feel?
He slipped that gun in his mouth and said, now you suck it.
He does put the gun to the bottom of his chin, and he blows his brains out.
That's pretty good.
But we hear that the sirens are already arriving. So all of a sudden, you hear a helicopter buzzing up, and it smash cuts to her, Michelle Forbes, on the beach. They have a palatial estate right on the beach.
Mm-hmm. They're rich now from selling that stupid book, and now she's a famous artist.
Even though he seems to still be working on it, because he's playing the tapes and he's got the pictures.
Hey, maybe just jacks off to it. I almost feel like he's got like 10 books he's milking for this.
Yeah, could be. And she comes inside. She has a letter in the mail. She goes in and she hears the tape that Duchovney's listening to, where Brad Pitt was saying he thinks the guy that did the Dahlia murder is alive and old and just yucking it up.
Yeah.
And he goes, why are you so happy? And she goes, oh, I sent my photos to a gallery in Venice and they want them. Maybe. Sort of. Kind of. Oh, great. Let's celebrate. I'll buy lunch. Oh, great. Okay, yeah. And then they leave, and we hear Juliette Lewis on the tape recorder.
Hi. Guess who this is?
I really want us to be friends.
Hey, when we get to California, what if you, me, and Early get an apartment together?
You're the only friend I ever had.
Yeah, man, I ain't never had no friend before.
Friends are important, and, well, you're the only friends we got.
The movie ends.
Yep.
Tender.
Bye.
I find this movie pretty watchable.
Mm-hmm.
I was not really bored. It's not great.
No, I like I said, the opening sequence I'm not too fond of. The preceding 45 minutes or so I'm into.
Yeah.
Once the murdering kind of kicks off, it sort of feels like, what's that movie called? When Strangers Appear.
Yeah.
You know, it's
this is better than that.
Not quite doing it for me. Not really buying it.
I think when I was little, I really dug the murders on the road trip. I thought that was cool.
We did mention when Duchovney's pushing Brad Pitt in that place. Was it your daddy? Was it your mama? Outside, Michelle Forbes is trying to get Juliette Lewis to come to reason, and police show up because they're trespassing.
Oh, yeah.
And right when they go, all right, we know you're the murderers, put your hands up, Brad Pitt shoots the male cop in his dick and then kills the woman cop. And Duchovney's trying to get the gun, but he doesn't. And Brad Pitt he tries to force Duchovney to kill the cop.
And he's like, no.
And he throws the gun down, and Brad Pitt kills him instead.
I mean, that guy's getting killed no matter what, but I would... That's a black mark on your soul, man, having to execute somebody else right before you're killed, too.
I would have just put the gun on Brad Pitt and shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's
He'll
worth
probably kill you, but...
Worth a shot.
It's over.
Worth a shot? What else you got to say about this movie?
I mean, it's fine.
I think I must have seen it when I was about 12.
Like, I agree that Brad Pitt is really good, but every now and again it veers into nobody's baby territory, and it gets a little too caricature-ish.
Yeah, where he doesn't ring true, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like talking down, being silly about this character. Juliette Lewis is pretty decent too. Like I felt like she's coming swinging. She's got a real sad, unfortunate character. She's dumb as a sack of shit. Yeah, I don't know. Do you kind of like Duchovney?
There's moments where I do. He's maybe like a Jeff Goldblum type.
You ever see Playing God with Tim Hutton? Oh, really? That was like one of the movies. Well, X-Files was on. It's like Duchovney's making a play for it. I think Timothy Hutton is like a bad drug dealer, and David Duchovney's like a doctor that gets in with him and helps him. I think it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, so when are we going to do a David Duchovney run?
Right now.
Oh, God. And Michelle Forbes is the best.
She's great.
I love her. We got a real list of ladies we love.
It's a tight film. I think that the directing is fine.
Number one in our hearts are girlfriends, though.
Yeah.
We're just joking about loving these other ladies.
Yeah, they'll never know that we're in these other relationships until after we die, and it just shatters their world.
Oh, my God. Secret life.
They lived with another woman together.
How'd they do that?
Yeah, they're always here.
He never slept, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he died 1 year later.
I mean, he did go out of town 3 days out of the month.
3 days out of the week.
That too. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's not an awful movie, but I could see why people don't talk about it, why it's not like a thing.
Mm-hmm. It's pulpy.
It's
trashy.
It's a little shitty for like a crime noir serial killer thingy.
Yeah.
I'll give it like a 6. It's got a decent amount of watchability.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I give it a 6 as well.
I'll give Brad Brad's a hard one because I really do feel like he is doing his own thing here and excelling at it. It's just not what I want. I want him to get rid of that stupid 20%, but he's like, nah, man, this is what this character gets. I don't care if it fits with this movie.
And it's immediate. I want some chili. Warm. You know?
Hurt my teeth.
Okay, I guess.
I'm going to give him a 6, but like if somebody said 7, I'd be like, okay.
I was going to give him a 7, and I'm going to. There it is.
I said 6, he says 7.
We are at 97 minutes.
Yeah, it happened again where we just wanted to talk. All right. Rate, review, subscribe. Go ahead and leave a review on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you can review, and then let us know about that review, and we'll watch a movie of your choosing.
Yep.
You can find us on Instagram, Reddit, Facebook, YouTube. We do filmographies. Is that what it is? We doing filmographies.
Twitter, do filmographies.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about getting rid of Twitter, but I guess that would be the wrong thing to do because Facebook is shitty too. So what are you just going to get rid of everything?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's all just a garbage pile. You can email us at wedoingfilmographies@gmail.com, or you can give us a call at
763-634-1897.
Oh man, you don't like leaving voicemails? Well, that's weird. I promise I won't answer the phone.
Never done it before because you're under 20? Do it now.
You could, do that, and then, but afterwards, when you're embarrassed about what you said, just go ahead and text us too.